What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another Clash Royale video. Today's video, we're going to be covering 2.6 Hog, and specifically on how to counter Golem matchups. So, with Golem, it is one of the more difficult matchups with Hog, along with Lava Hound, and I've already showed a couple of replays in previous videos on how to play against Lava Hound. But today, I thought might as well go over a couple of replays I had here just recently on ladder against different Golem. The first one is the bomber version, and then there's a pump version, and the last one is more of a traditional lumberjack kind of night witch, I believe. Anyway, I believe they all have tornado as well, so you'll see throughout the video on how I deal with that. There is a huge mistake in the second one, so that made it a lot easier than it should have been, but the idea is still the same. Anyway, basically, in the first 2 minutes, your job is to do some damage. You need to get, I would say, half a tower down, ideally, before double elixir, because that's when the Golem player can build up their push, and that's when it gets a little more difficult for you. So, the first step, really, is realizing they are playing Golem. That's a huge thing, because then you need to make sure you have your Hog in cycle for when they go Golem, that way you can play on the opposite lane. If they have NATO, might as well just get it over with. Hog first play, always a good idea, and obviously you're not going to know what deck you're facing on your first play, but it's generally okay. If they go in first play, you go opposite lane immediately. And as you can see, just kind of cycling, getting some damage on his left side tower here, trying to split up his damage as well. I'm okay with taking a couple of bats hits, as you just saw, but at this point I know he's playing Golem, and so I'm like, alright, I just gotta defend. I actually leaked a little bit of elixir there, which you generally do not want to do against a Golem matchup. And his mini P.E.K.K.A. is getting very annoying. I believe he does not have NATO, but he has a mini P.E.K.K.A. instead, so that's my bad. Anyway, like I said, just defending, making sure he can't get too much value off his spells. I actually want him to lightning just one Musketeer, because then he does not have it in cycle for the cannon. And here is the first Golem push. And I spam a little bit there at the bridge, because I know I can fireball that bomber and get some value as well. But that Musketeer can do some damage against him. And that right there is an important cannon placement. And then this right there is the ideal Musketeer placement. I pause it right there for you guys as well. So you want it as far left or as far to the side as you can, and then 1 or 2 tiles above the Princess Tower. That way, Musketeer, as you see right here against the Mega Minion, it targets the supporting troops and not the Golem. The cannon will deal with the Golem. You, the Musketeer, I guess not you, the Musketeer can kill the support troops. And you also can't be hit by lightning there. As you saw, he can only lightning the cannon and the tower, or the cannon and the tower, or the tower and the Musketeer. You can't do both, and that's what you want. So that pretty much, that will get repeated through every Golem defense, pretty much, in all 3 of these replays as well. Again, fireball value, you always want to take it when you can. If they give you a troop and a tower, always take it. At this point, there's only 10 seconds left. He can't take a tower if I play this anywhere near right. Again, I just go in for those bats because those are annoying. That time he decides to kill the Musketeer in the tower and not the Golem, and he just simply ran out of time. Played it almost perfectly, I would say. Maybe 1 or 2 small mistakes, but not too big of a deal. All you need to do, get some tower damage early, and you can fireball his troops when he puts them in the back when he's making a Golem push. Then, the Musketeer placement I showed you, far left or right, depending on what side he's in, far against the edge, and then your cannon opposite lane 1 tile over. Again, like I said, Hog starting play, always a good idea with the Hog 2.6 deck. Just, even if they NATO it, it won't be the end of the world. This, however, is the pump version. So an important thing to notice when you're playing pump is you have to fireball the pump. You cannot let them get an elixir lead on you. It will not end well. It's already a difficult matchup as it is, and if they have more elixir, then it becomes nearly impossible. See there, fireball the elixir collector every single time. But I believe it's 1 minute and 5 seconds, where if you know that they will not get a tower down, then you don't have to fireball the collector. It will not get all of its elixir pumped, and it will not get the full value. But most of the time. That right there, that's the nail I was talking about, where he nails it into the golem, but it body blocks it and doesn't allow him to get the king tower activation. And that was the huge mistake and pretty much costing the game right there. Shouldn't have mattered in the end if he had done it right. As you can see, we do the same thing as the last match. Cannon, one tile over to the opposite side. I think it's 3 or 4 tiles out from the king tower, I'm not sure. And then that musketeer placement, again, on the far edge, 1 or 2 tiles above the princess tower. This time, at the fireball, the support troops, because the musketeer did lock on, I played it a little bit too soon. And Ice Spirit to clean up those bats. Usually you can use an Ice Golem for it if you play it right away, so it'll kill that Night Witch, and you can cycle back to another one if they spam the bridge like that baby dragon was. So I already had an Ice Golem in cycle to block it for the musketeer. He tries to pump up, and this time I don't have Fireball in cycle since I used it on the support troops, so instantly go hog opposite lane. He can NATO here. Again, he's not very good with the NATOs. I give a little bit of BM there, just because he's missed 2 in the same game. That's just unfortunate, bud. Sorry. But I'm back to Fireball now, so we can Fireball the Collector. Can't let him get that looser value. It'll make his push too big, and I won't be able to stop it. So he tries to switch lanes, and into the lane I'm already going in. So drop an Ice Spirit, Ice Golem on the back. That will end up killing the Night Witch bats. This time, I don't want to leak Elixir, so Cycle Musketeer does not have Lightning, which I knew this, and that's why I was able to cycle that Musketeer. If you did have Lightning, you do not want to cycle the Musketeer in the back, or else it will just get Lightning every single time. Right there, slow it down a little bit, just so you can see that Ice Spirit and how it led the baby dragon over, and got the Golem as well, and make sure you can see that Musketeer placement and that cannon placement. And again, Musketeer targets the support troops, not the Golem. The tower and the cannon are enough to do enough damage to the Golem, so it isn't too much damage on the tower. And sped up a little bit at the end just because it was 10 seconds left. Didn't have anything else you could do, and the match was already over. Third game here is against another Golem Tornado Lightning. Lightning's an important factor. You need to identify their spells right away. Poison, not fun, but it's doable. Lightning is, honestly, it's not fun, but if you do that same Musketeer placement and that cannon placement, it will not be that big of an issue. At this point, I'm thinking, alright, gobbling at the bridge is probably log bait. So I play it like it's log bait, and I was not expecting a Golem deck at all, but it ends up working out well. As you identify their deck, you can learn. So Mini P.E.K.K.A, then I was like, oh, not log bait, but I thought, okay, it might be some wacky variation or something. So I was afraid of the zap here, which is why you can see me hovering the Musketeer. At that point, he didn't zap, so I was like, alright, start in the back. Probably shouldn't have if I thought it was log bait, but at this point I was like, we'll see if he rockets. And then he gets a Golem. I don't have my Hagen cycle, so I cycle a little bit, get that Ice Golem down, freeze that tower, and then opposite lane pressure. Now he has to NATO, but again, he misses it. Another BM opportunity for me. I'm going to obviously take that. He missed another NATO. But look at the right side as well. Musketeer and the Ice Golem are also on the tower, and that hog on the left side is doing an absolute metric poop ton of damage. And again, cannon placement, and this time, I believe I pause here. Nope, sorry. Not going to pause. Don't need it. That Musketeer was to kill the Mega Minion. That was a pretty good log on his part, to be honest, but at this point, when he missed that tornado, it did not matter too much. Skeletons to clean up. I don't have my level 13 skeletons quite yet. I need some gold first. Otherwise, they wouldn't have died right away, so that would have been even less damage on the tower, but not too big of a deal. Pick up the job done. This time he NATOs, but the tower is already so low that I can just fireball him out. And you'll see I end up making a couple of mistakes later on, which make it a lot closer than it should have been. I should have just taken the tower right away and gone to if I needed to, a 2-1 situation, or a 1-0 if I can defend. I'm pretty confident in my ability to defend here, though, so it ends up working out. Spoiler alert, but, my bad. So cycling, if I can get that free 132 damage, I believe the Ice Spirit does. That's why I love cycling. I love the Ice Spirit. Favorite card in the game. So good. It freezes things, resets things, distracts things, does a decent amount of damage. So good. Anyway, again, same cannon placement. This time I use the skeletons to distract that Mini P.E.K.K.A. He lightnings right away. That was my old Musketeer from like 40 seconds ago. That Mini P.E.K.K.A. does get a shot. I was a little distracted with that whole left side ordeal over there. Golem at the bridge was just a very interesting maneuver. But again, cannon placement, one tile to the opposite side, Musketeer on the edge. The Ice Golem is going to take the tower. Fireball finishes it off with 15 seconds left. Doesn't have much of a chance. Ice Spirit just to make sure. Cannon just to make sure that last one doesn't blow up. And Lightning goes down. Skeletons to block the Mega Minion. Hog just for purpose's sake. And there it is. Mini P.E.K.K.A. does not even matter. I think 2 of them had Mini P.E.K.K.A. Doesn't matter. NATO doesn't matter. So, with that, guys, hope you guys enjoyed the insight into how to play some Golem matchups. Let me know if you want to see another specific matchup, maybe Lava Hound or Expo or something like that. And make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think down below. Thanks for watching, guys, and see you next time. Peace out.